We are honoring two true American heroes here today. With that, I'd like to introduce Mr. Doug Pickle from We the People Giving Back.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, folks. You know, that was a heck of a battle out there. For us civilians out there, it's what these gentlemen had to go through, but only those bullets were real. See, as civilians, we go on about our day like nothing like that's going on here, because it isn't. What I want you to understand is every day our military is over fighting. This is what it's like. It's a day of surviving for one more day. We've got two survivors that we're honoring today. They were given our nation's 6th highest medal. And in doing what I do, I'm a very proud member of Rolling Thunder and numerous groups. I'm also with Purple Heart Homes, West Michigan. And we help veterans with their homes. But one big thing that I want you all to understand about the Purple Heart Medal. The original Purple Heart was designated as a badge of military merit, and it was established by our first president, George Washington, then the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, on August 7th, 1782. The Purple Heart Medal is our oldest medal that is given to our military. On October 10th, 1927, Army Chief of Staff General Charles Summerall, he sent a bill to Congress to revive the badge of military merit. Now that bill was withdrawn January 3rd, 1928. But on January 7th, 1931, his successor, General Douglas MacArthur, he confidentially reopened work on a new design involving the Washington Commission of Fine Arts. Elizabeth Will, an Army heraldic specialist in the office of the Quartermaster General, was named to redesign the newly revived medal, which became known as the Purple Heart. Using general specifications provided to her, Will created a design sketch for the present medal of the Purple Heart. In her obituary, in February 8, 1975 edition of the Washington Post newspaper, all it did was reflected her many contributions to military heraldry. So that's why it's important that we know that a female designed this. That's why it's important to know the history of this medal, let alone what it's earned for. Now, the Purple Heart was revived on the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth out of respect to his memory and military achievement by War Department General Orders Number 3, dated February 22nd, 1932. The Purple Heart Medal is the 6th highest medal our military can receive. It's a medal all military respects and no one wants. Since its inception and going back to April 5, 1917 to present, there have been over 2.1 million Purple Hearts awarded, and over 65% of those posthumously. That means somebody died. This past Memorial Day, we honored those who've fallen. And every day, we fight to bring our POWs home and our MIAs. So this is where that battle is very important. Presenting our plaques today, we have Mike Holmes, our president, and Dave Johnson. And as they present these plaques, I'm going to describe the woods to you, because these plaques are specifically designed for each veteran. They're handmade. I'm the only civilian in the U.S. that's doing them. I have a young Marine that works with me who's combat wounded. Because I'm a civilian, once the plaques are made and put in the sheath, it's the last time they're touched by civilian hands to maintain the integrity of the Purple Heart Medal. These plaques come on behalf of Rolling Thunder, who John is a very proud member of. I'm going to give these gentlemen a minute with their plaques. Come on, make some noise for some true American grit. Gentlemen, I'll have you hold the plaques up so the crowd can see them, please. Now the description, so you know what these plaques mean. There's 5 woods that comprise the Purple Heart plaque. The center wood is maple from Michigan. The whiteness of this wood is symbolic of the purity that these men left behind to go and defend our freedoms. The top 2 strips are Paduke wood from Africa. The redness of this wood is symbolic of the blood that's been shed by millions for our Constitution. The 3 center badges are zebra wood and pamele wood from Africa. And as you look at these woods, you begin to see waves going through the grains. This is symbolic of the waves of soldiers who throughout our history have gone into harm's way. The bottom wood is Purple Heart wood from South America. This wood is symbolic of everybody who didn't come home or was killed in action. These are all meticulously done and finished with 20 coats of a custom guitar lacquer. There's 50 hours into each one of these plaques, all made by hand. Go ahead, ladies. Each recipient receives a certificate with the Purple Heart plaque that gives a description of the woods. And we're proud to have the Pinup Patriots presenting these certificates to these warriors of freedom. This is a living legacy. These plaques are designed to last forever. I'll put my Marine's life on it. And John's too. John, you got red lipstick on your cheek and it looks good, buddy.
I want more.
He wants more. True Marine Corps fashion. So ladies and gentlemen, as you view these battle reenactments, I want you to try and put yourself in their places. Because this is the cause of post-traumatic stress disorder. This is the root cause of traumatic brain injury. This is what these men went through for our freedom. So the next time you see that veteran hat, I don't want you to hesitate for a second. I don't want you to have one bit of fear in walking up and saying thank you for defending our country and welcome home, because it means a lot to them. So on behalf of Purple Heart Homes, we the people giving back, and everybody across this country, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for your service and your sacrifice for a very devoted country. We love you, and we will forever stand by your sides.
Uh-oh, turn it on. It's on. I'm not the hero. The hero are brothers and sisters that couldn't come back.